All right, so what we've got here is a brand new BMW, and we put a rear body panel in this job. So as we're working on these jobs, we're learning just like anyone else, and we are a certified shop. So being that I don't do the collision side of the job, there's a lot of things that are done to these vehicles that I want to know about, being I'm involved in the actual process. So I was going ahead and getting this thing sanded down and scuffed, and I realized there was these screws down here in the bottom of the rear body panel here, and those are ground screws. So when they told me they were ground screws, it made me to wonder what they were for. And the reason that they're using these now is because when BMW has a rear body panel installed into these vehicles, they do not no longer want them welded in. They want them to be glued in with rivets. If you go to a shop and they're not using the glues and they're not using the rivets, you're not gonna have a warranty with your car anymore. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you actually follow the procedures. What do we got here? Santa Claus is entering in? There he is. But you wanna make sure that you follow the procedures, because you're not gonna have a factory warranty if these jobs are not handled right and done at the right shop, because a lot of places may weld this in, not even thinking that this is supposed to be done in this fashion. So being you use these screws, it's what grounds this panel back in and loops the whole back end of this car back together. So these are things you're gonna have to know when you're repairing these BMWs and any of these newer cars that have a lot of new technology that they're doing into these cars. And I was talking with one of the body men here that actually worked at a BMW, and he was telling me that one time a guy forgot to put these in. There's 4 of these screws that go in, and he forgot to use them, and that car was going haywire because it couldn't get a proper ground, so it had lights going all over the place on the job. So, and even when you're putting these on, they do not want you to grind the actual new part. They want you to grind just the body of the car and scuff down the E-coat on this new panel going in the vehicle. So these are things that you guys have to take into consideration when you're having your car repaired, because these are gonna void your warranty, especially with these higher end vehicles. So the reason that they're actually doing this is because of corrosion. They do not wanna have a chance of corrosion, and BMW has one of the longest corrosion warranties in the business. So this is the whole reason behind all this. So all right, so now that I showed you guys why we're doing what we're doing, we're gonna go ahead and get this one shot, and I'm gonna take you guys around and show you some of the other stuff that we're doing to get everything finished up before the holidays. All right, so we're over here with the X5 that I showed you in one of the other videos. We're moving along on that. We were waiting on the actual outside piece to get this thing finished up, but Warren's got this thing coming along nicely, and look how nice the welds look on it. Everything is really coming together nicely. And up here, we're gonna be going ahead and getting this fully welded up, and then we're gonna hit that with the epoxy. That way it's all treated before we put our filler on, and we have a nice corrosion protection. So this is more of some of the BMW work that we're doing here. And you guys may say to yourself, why are we welding this one? Well, this is the procedure on how BMW wants you to do the job. So each job is going to be different depending on what you're doing, whether it's structural, what metal it is, and every application in the collision repair. So this one's coming along good. You guys know we're going to be following this one for the full build and getting this one on the channel when we get into the paint booth with it. All right, we got our supplies coming. This is the last one before the new year. So you guys see I got that dirty old smock on. This here's what I'm looking for. All right, that's more like it. All right, so I've seen Paint Society, Brian, trying to have a pizza over there, and they don't look too bad, but I gotta show you, you ain't got nothing on this, Brian. All right, so check this thing out. Look at that nice pepperoni, all right? Let's check out the bottom, because I'm hearing a lot of talk about the bottom of the pie. That's what the pie should look like, all right? And then listen to this. You hear that crunch? That's what you want. And I'm gonna show you how you gotta eat it. That way you can enjoy your pizza. All right, so you gotta sit down nice, have your drink, and sit down nice like a gentleman. That way you can enjoy the pizza. Don't just have it on stands. It's tough to beat this one, so. All right, I wanna wish you guys a nice, happy holidays, as well as my buddy Brian and his family down there, and everyone else on the channel. And a special shout out to Nick for winning the gift from RCP. I'm gonna go ahead and finish eating this pizza, and then I'll show you guys that job in the booth all finished up. All right, so this is one other one I wanted to show you guys here. We're doing a Chrysler rear body, and I was talking with the body man on this one, and he was also telling me that Chrysler does not want weld-through primer on it. So you have to check out what manufacturer you're dealing with, because everybody's different. They're all, one guy wants this, one guy wants that. Kind of like the pizza that we were eating. One guy wants cheese, one guy wants pepperoni. Let's get this job finished up. All right, so that's the job all finished up, and I hope you guys like this one and you got something out of it. Make sure you bring your car to a certified shop, and if it's not a certified shop, make sure you let them know that there is certain procedures that need to be done to these vehicles. That way you guys are set up for the OEM standards. So I hope you guys like this one. We had a little fun on this one. Make sure you guys have a nice holiday, and we'll see you guys on the next one.